first of all, we had some technical issues, so we were thinking about the beginning and the conclusion. And a few seconds ago, we were talking about rationality and how language is still, we still think that it is something we develop and acquire throughout our life. So, who wants to begin?
I just want to say that we need to see that at first we just saw language like French, Japanese, or English. We didn't see language as a whole. So I think that helped us like to develop our own idea that language is about.
Yeah, because I think everything is language.
Like God? Like God's language? I am in God.
I don't believe in God. So
I do believe in God.
okay, great story.
Okay.
But
Sorry, very important to mention you do not believe in God.
you should.
I believe that everything is language. My view of life for me, everything is language. So if you believe in God, good luck, bro.
Yes, everything is language, like the colors, the way you move your hands, all that exists is language. And you can create language everywhere.
But there is also suppose that God is everywhere, no? So, if both
No,
are
we're not
everywhere.
talking about God.
Yeah,
But we do talk
putting
about-
God apart, he said that there's language meaning in
You asked
everything.
me, do you believe in God?
I didn't ask.
Now you ask, do you think God is a language?
I didn't ask.
You asked, you want to watch the video?
No, well, I don't want to watch the video, but for example, like we say the color blue represents something, and it represents something because it has a language in it. And for me to say that yellow represents happiness,
You need it.
I need to create a language that allows me to tell you that.
Like when Ed puts the PowerPoint in some color because he wants to transmit something.
Or arrival, and the aliens come and share their language, but their language is so complex that only an image, like a circle, can represent a lot of things. But in our language, that whole circle is like 2 sentences or 3 sentences. And maybe we
So
could
that's-
evolve to that.
That's how we develop language throughout time. At the beginning, we only talk or we only communicate through sound, without meaning, like crying or yelling.
Or just like
At this point, we are able to make sentences, and maybe at some point of the period, we will be able to make that.
yeah, to have language, you have to have experiences. Yeah,
Yes.
that's definitely.
And that's the experiment that Micho said. Can you repeat it?
Yes, so there's this experiment at the 19th century that a boy was found in the nature in the wild, and he had never had contact with society. So he was not rational, he only guided by instincts. If he wanted food, he would search it, he would do something to get it. If he wanted to go to a bathroom, he would do it right there where he was because he didn't really care about society. And the guy who made the experiment said that one key element to this is that he was never able to learn a language, he was never able to communicate with any other human being.
Okay, yeah, but for me, rationality and language are nonsense.
Why?
So I don't want to mix them. Because,
Why?
Because I told you, it's difficult for me to say it now. It's
Try to
complex.
express yourself.
Yes, well, language requires some rational mind because
Yeah, but I don't believe that if you don't have language.
So you have to give me an explanation of why you don't believe
Yeah, but
things.
I already did it. And I know the video. Because rationality, for me, it's not only a language. So, that's not for me.
Look,
It's not language because animals can communicate, can have languages, and they're not rational.
Yeah, that's
But
not logic.
the language that animals use is not the same.
Yeah.
It's just a way of communication.
Yeah,
it's not
it's
the same as
different.
language.
It's different. So maybe
But you-
what we think about what is rationality is different from them.
They
You don't know
don't
how to
use in language, they just communicate.
But for example, I'm vegetarian. So when you eat an animal, and every people say like, why do you do that? I mean, they're just animals. They don't think, they do anything. And I'm like, okay, but they feel, and they have their instincts, and they have their lives. So
So as humans.
yeah, but why? I mean, no, but
They
why
have
do you think?
consciousness.
Wait, for you, because who told you that? Who told you that you're rational? Who told you that you think you're nothing? You actually don't know about anything. You just know what you read in books. So we are
But
like
at least
alive,
we
okay?
look
So
for
why
answers.
we decide to eat animals?
You are
I
rational
mean, one day another dude will come and say and eat us, and they're gonna say like, okay, because they don't think they're not rational, so rationality is changing. So you can't say that animals are not rational the way we are. But for you that's rationality. Why? Because you have learned that, and that's okay, that's great. But for me, I don't believe these all rules and set of rules, okay? So that's not my conclusion.
Well, I think at this point,
In
in conclusion, Mariana is in her own reality. And I think that we didn't touch that topic about reality. Her reality is different from ours.
Well, that's a fact. You don't know.
And still we have the same language.
Bro.
So yeah, language